What up, what up, what up? This is Mike, the philosopher, along with Black Mello and Kamar Aristo. And today we're going to be talking about Suge Knight's son who reacts off of Snoop Dogg buying Death Row Records. First, let me ask y'all, man, what do y'all think about Snoop buying Death Row?
I give it a 10. I give it a 10.
You give
rank
it a
10.
That
as a 10.
You rank that as a 10. What about you, Ski?
Let's give it a 10.
But is it something that's like, is Death Row pretty much dead already? Like, do he gotta resurrect it, or is there still some life in it to the point where it's a good thing? Any one of y'all? Ski?
I didn't hear you.
I said, do you think that it's something that's already dead and not really worth saving, or is it something that it still has life in it and he can, Snoop can breathe life back in it?
What's the name of it?
It's Death Row.
Yeah.
So it's dead?
Basically.
What you think about that, Bly?
Business for what they doing. Yeah. I see how he moving. He leveling up. In their world that they in. It's a good move for him. It's a good look for him. He learned enough from Master P on the music side to, level up and make some moves or whatever. I know DPG they're gonna put out another album.
I would hope so, but I don't really see that. I don't know though, man. Like, who would he sign? Like, I'm not saying there's not no artists out there, but DPG, I mean, these guys are, they AARP right now instead of DPG.
Yeah.
So
they pushing 50 right now, or in their 50s or something. But at the same time, though, I mean, if if it's still a market for that, because cats are still touring and they still performing and they still doing what they do, within they, sphere of music and all that. So, I mean, if it's still an audience for it, you can still get paid for it, then, it makes sense, to do that. But you got to understand, too, before Snoop made this move, he was over at another record label. Dang, I can't remember which one it was, but he was over there at was it Universal? No, it wasn't Universal. It was one of them record labels. He was
one of the
he
majors?
was like a consultant. Yeah. He was over at a major as a consultant. And like, this was like, I heard about it months before he actually bought Death Row. I didn't even know he was over there consulting.
Right.
But I guess he was over there learning, and he felt like, man, I need to be running my own stuff, and he put the bread up, I guess, for Death Row, and that was a good look for them. It's back, in their hands now.
He said, this is what Jacob said. This is Suge Knight's son. He said, I'm happy with just like everyone else. I knew behind that this was going to happen. Or he said he knew beforehand that this was going to happen. This to me is like a silent victory, because I spoke to all of those executives myself and pitched the idea for merchandising, for rebranding. Now to see it all fall in the hands of Snoop Dogg, I'm happy. I'm coming back to the West Coast, hopefully. Now we can start winning. We lost Nipsey, we lost Kobe, we lost a lot of things. Even after my dad went to jail, we started losing. Hopefully, we start winning with the Rams and start winning now. I see with comments that I think Suge Knight punches the air, but nah, he got this thing with punching the air, I guess. Sort of like Cuba Gooding was doing in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was like, but nah, we cool. We just gonna do business, right, and start winning. Hip hop is like a WWE. It's the fans that create narratives. It's what it is. Easy E and my pops were cool. Snoop and my pops were cool. A lot of people are cool in the industry. People just don't understand that. I hope people understand we're not punching the air. We're working. Hopefully, we're all on the same page. So he seems pretty happy about it. He said he was trying to get it resurrected. He's glad it fell into the hands of Snoop. But you don't have a Tupac now. And really, I mean, Death Row was dope with Snoop and the Dog Pound. I mean, they could hold the label without a doubt, but it was Tupac that really made the label super rich. But who's gonna do that now, and how are these contracts gonna be constructed? Because I'm gonna tell you that a lot of people right now, man, is going indie.
Yeah, true indeed. True indeed.
I
don't know how he gonna do it, but he can probably offer distribution or management. It don't have to be a label situation. It could just be management.
Yeah, we got Sean B in the house. What's up, Sean B?
Sean B.
Little Suge Knight, man, is happy Snoop Dogg bought Death Row Records. What do you think that the label is dead and don't need to be resurrected, or do you think that it was a good thing?
I think that's deeper than rap, but I mean, I could speculate all day, but I would understand why he would be, happy about it.
Yeah, it's almost like his pop's legacy gets to live on. I mean, no matter, and who better to have it? Like, there's nobody pretty much on earth that would be a better owner for the label than Snoop. I mean, he's rich. He got the dollars. He was on the label. He helped build the label, and he West Coast. He got the West Coast stamp.
Now you got to understand, Tupac set it off.
Prison.
But
wait, hold on. What was that, Sean?
Go ahead, Sean.
Tupac was not Tupac, but Suge Knight is still in prison.
Yeah, he's still in prison. I think even Suge is happy that Snoop got it now, though, because there was a company for what
a toy company.
Yeah.
If y'all
go
think
ahead.
Snoop Dogg buy it?
You said what, Sean?
If he wasn't in prison, y'all think he'd be letting Snoop Dogg buy it?
Well, I mean, it ain't about if it ain't his choice. It's about whoever got the bread for it. Hasbro in 2019 bought it for $4 billion, and then
for what?
$4 billion.
Yeah, right.
Man, the music group was bought by Hasbro in 2019 for $4 billion. And then they sold it to global investment firm Blackstone in 2021 for only $385 million.
So you mean tell me they took a $3 billion loss?
More than a $3.5 billion loss.
Man, I never heard that number. I heard the number was way lower than that.
For what?
I heard numbers of. It's just what I heard though. I don't have nothing to confirm it, but it was around 150 million they bought it for.
Hasbro bought it for $4 billion, but Blackstone bought it for $385 million. So
they wouldn't move like that. Hasbro wouldn't move like that.
But you got to think like this: like if Snoop was able to buy it, the value dropped on it.
Well, what I'm saying is,
Snoop.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it never was that number. That's a crazy number.
I don't think know why they will make that up, man. It's $4 billion.
No,
$4 billion.
What I'm saying is, like I said, I heard when they sold it, I was like, dang, that was it. I remember thinking that was a low number. It was a low number to begin with because he was desperate. Suge was desperate. He was in jail. He was gonna cash out. So he gave it up, for whoever wanted it at the time, because he was locked and all this, that, and the third. So they got a deal. I know he wasn't, price gouging him $4 billion while he locked up. Nah, he just wanted some paper.
I don't.
So it was a low
he probably
number to
has
begin
so
with.
many debts, and you got
Right.
lawsuits. Daz and Corrupt and them. It was like, man, you still owe us a lot of money. So there was some debt in the purchase of it. But it says, according to reports, Snoop Dogg purchased the label from MNRX Music Group, formerly E1 Music. Okay, that's who Snoop bought it from.
How much?
E1 Music. The music group was bought by Hasbro. So the entire music group was bought by Hasbro, not just Death Row. Death Row is just like a branch or just like a piece of the entire music group. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't for all of Death Row. It was for the entire music group that bought Death Row.
Yeah.
And that was for $4 billion. But they sold and then they got sold for 385 million, that entire music group. So I think Snoop didn't want the entire music group. I think he just wanted the Death Row label that was in the catalog. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not sure how much he paid for it. It's not disclosed, but
he got a deal, I tell you that. Especially if he got all the publishing. You know what I mean? If he got all the publishing
he
for
can
it,
live off of his own shit. Just be like,
right? Because
I'm not selling.
The coldest part, he never got paid. He never got paid. He never had his publishing.
Right.
He never got paid for that.
Right.
He only did shows to get paid.
So now he never owns all those masters now.
Yeah, that's if, you know what I mean. Not like, I know he learned enough from Master P to know you gotta own your masters. Own your likeness. You know what I mean, like all that. So I'm pretty sure if he putting bread up, that he knew what to ask for. So he probably walked away, man, 75 mil for everything. You know what I mean? The whole
that's what I'm thinking. That's
catalog.
what I'm thinking too about that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
75, 80, or no more than 100. Probably not even 100. Let me ask you, Ski, if you were Snoop, who would be the first artist, both you and Sean? If y'all were Snoop, who would be the first artist you think you'd have to sign to the Death Row label? Any artists out there that pop in your head? Sean B? Yeah, run down somebody.
I was just actually, while y'all was talking, doing the fact check on everything, and I was crazy. That's weird. I wonder why Hasbro would buy what's called E1 Records or Music Group. E1, that's what it's called. They purchased it for $4 billion, like you said, and they sold it for 385 million. Why? I have no clue, but that's what I actually just Googled right now, and they said that.
Yeah, that's what they bought it for. Not sure why. Because I believe streaming and stuff was really picking up in 21. So I'm not sure why they lost so much value from $4
But that
billion.
wasn't the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I'm not even talking about Death Row. I'm just talking about the whole music group.
So hold on. They sold the entire music group?
Yeah, Entertainment One is the music group. Entertainment One Music Group owns. They bought. Hold on, let me go back. Because they by Hasbro buying Entertainment One, they essentially owned Death Row Records. They were higher than Suge.
Yeah, they were part of that. Yeah, Death Row was just a part of their catalog and they probably owned a number of different labels, independent labels, you know, because that's just the business they're in. And people like that, they'll end up selling, you know, probably buying the rights or buying the masters and all that of artists. That's why you hear all these artists saying they sold all their rights away. I think, you know, Tina Turner did that. John Legend just got done doing that. But it's these corporations, man, that's in the business of buying all of these, you know, labels and rights and all this other stuff. So yeah, I think E1 Music Group is just one of those corporations that kind of cannibalize all of the independent labels out there, you know.
Yeah, they was breaded up, evidently.
Yeah, because they know where the money is. They, you know, it's in the masters, it's in the publishing, and that they just invest money in all of that stuff, and they, you know, they specialize in buying at a discount for all those artists who don't want to wait on those royalty checks. They'd be like, oh no, I'll just sell it. I'll just sell my rights off, just like John Legend did. He sold everything
Did he?
he owned. Yeah,
What? Why would he do that?
he wanted the money. That's what I'm saying. Now his entire catalog may be worth, you know, $1 billion as far as publishing, but he only will receive, well, I don't want to say $1 billion in publishing, but let's just say $500,000 in publishing, and they'll just buy it off of him for, you know, 100. You know, just kind of lowball them, but they'll have to wait for that publishing, but they'll get the whole half $500 million, and John Legend to get 100. You know what I mean? And everybody's happy.
They'll offer him 20% of his life's work.
It's almost
up
like
front.
It's almost like refinancing a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you'll go to a house, you own the house, you want to get it refinanced, you'll take a check, and then you know, you'll get the money, but now they own the rights to your house. You know what I mean? They own parts of the house. So that's really all it is. That's why I say, y'all, the key, man, is ownership.
The key is control. Ownership brings liabilities. Control is really where you get all your leverage.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's basically the same thing, you know. Yeah, the key is control, but you can't get control if you don't got ownership. So, yeah,
Yeah, you can.
How?
Oh, it depends on the scenario, but the person that owns like, let's say if you're trying to flip a house, let's say somebody want to sell a house, and I know they want to sell a house, but it's somebody else that want to buy a house, but they can't get a hold of somebody trying to sell it, and I can. I just be the middleman. I come in and I get them to sign a contract, and I say, well, tell you what, you want to sell your house for $100,000? Bet. And then sign right here, and I get you a buyer, and they sign right there for $100,000. I go to a buyer, and I say, I got a house for you for $80,000, and then they say, all right, bet.
Yeah,
then,
but that's,
you know,
but that's if you are in dire need, like
it's just the scenario that I'm talking about.
I know, Black, but let's just say this in simplest forms: ownership is control, just period, point blank. I know there might be some specific situations where you can think of that you might be able to leverage it, but that's only if the owner is in the market to sell. You know, you got to wait for somebody to be in the market to sell, or give up some kind of
business,
ownership.
though. That's all business.
I know, but what I'm saying is, ultimately, control is ownership. So go after ownership.
Well, what I'm saying is, you get more benefit if you don't own. Because the scenario that I just gave you, there's no liability for that scenario. And that's one of the scenarios dealing with real estate, which is the number one generator of wealth. You know, that scenario alone is a prime example of just contracting with somebody and negotiating what your terms are. And you can negotiate out your liabilities without having to 100% own something. It's just leverage.
So let me get this straight, man. Because I mean, this should have been a pretty simple thing to really kind of grasp, but it seems like you're making it more complex, man. Are you telling me that you shouldn't own nothing?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm telling you, you shouldn't own nothing.
100%.
Okay,
you should not own nothing.
You explain to me, Sean, why you should own nothing.
Well, as he said, you should have control, but not ownership. With ownership,
you can't have control if you don't have ownership.
So check it. When you buy a house, single family home, just for me, you now have a liability to that home when a roof caves in, when you need new windows, new flooring, all types of nonsense. But there is a way that you can technically own a home without ever having to pay money for it, without ever having to, I would say, attach yourself to liability. Now, you would be in a certain instance, but the reality to a lot of things is there is a way around where you can gain control without
y'all coming up with all these special circumstances. Let me ask y'all this. It's a simple question. Did Snoop have control over his masters before he had ownership?
I don't think in that scenario he had ownership.
So guess what he did?
His masters.
He bought the label so he can have control. That's why he did it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It ain't no super special circumstance where he can negotiate this, that, and the third and find a seller.
Well,
no.
This
is
one
ownership.
thing, though. This
and
is
even
one
Master
thing.
P will tell you get ownership.
But those are contracts. It's all just documents.
And that's the point. That's the point.
Don't believe the hype of not having ownership. And
Check this out. Let me give you another one.
Viewers.
Get
ownership of as much stuff as you possibly can.
Let me give you another scenario. Say you do buy a house and you did all the paperwork. You went to your loan signing. Boom, you closed. Now you walk away. You got the keys in your hand. Do you own that house?
If you walk, say it again. Say the scenario again.
You want to buy a house. You pick a house out. You go to the loan signing. You done all the paperwork. You go to the closing. You close on the house. You walk away with the keys. Do you own that house in a normal circumstance?
What is a normal circumstance?
Typical buying a house process.
Typically, yes, you own a house.
Okay, no, you don't, because the second you don't pay your taxes,
I know you're gonna say the government.
But hear me out all the way through. Now that I got you, Now that I got you to understand my
No,
point,
no,
halfway,
no.
check me out. Let
That's
me bring it home.
Black. We talking
Let me
about
bring it home.
music. We talking
No,
about
no.
music. Don't
We
go to
talk
real
about
estate because that's eminent domain. You
talking
can't do
about
eminent
leverage.
domain and all that other stuff when
No,
you're
that's
talking
not.
about owning your masters and stuff.
Okay, listen. Let me finish and then you can talk. In a normal circumstance, like we just went through, you think you own that house. You think you the owner. And that's all you got to do is
I'm not
think
talking
you the
about
owner.
a house.
Hear what I'm saying. Let me finish my thought. So people walk around here thinking they own some stuff. But the minute they can't pay their taxes to the real owner, because what people fail to realize is everything out here is trust. Everything out here is in contracts. Everything. And it's hidden contracts that we don't even know we're in. But we walk away with these beliefs like we're the real owner, but you're not. So the leverage is in the contracts that people are drawing up, making you believe one thing. When you walk away, it ain't that. And it's only proven in litigation. So
all right, let's do it this way. Let's do it with a car, right? You buy a car, you go to the lot, you pay the money, you pay cash.
You pay cash.
All the purchase price of the car. Okay. Yeah. Is the government in charge of that car?
Yes.
How?
Because they have the master license, the master label, the master title is what they have.
You are the owner of the car.
No. They can pull you over whenever they want. They could put
that has nothing to do with the car.
Hear what I'm saying. Even when you buy it, you only get a title that allows you to use, but they ultimately, you don't never see the title from the maker, the manufacturer. There's another title that's higher than the one you have in your possession, is what I'm telling you. The highest title of that vehicle comes directly with the label of the maker of that vehicle on it. You never see that because that gets sent to the Secretary of State.
Okay,
that never gets sent to the purchaser.
Listen, man. Listen.
You're second in line.
Listen, Black. If you bought that car cash and you sell it, the money doesn't go to the government. It goes to you. That means you own the car.
No, that don't.
I don't
it
care
means
nothing
this is
about,
what it means.
I don't care nothing. If you have the title, you can sell the vehicle and benefit 100% off the purchase.
Listen, check this
of
out,
the car. I don't care about no title that the government may have. We even getting off of the main topic, man. This is really about Snoop and the label. Okay.
Don't pay your taxes and see who owns it.
Let's see a better way.
You pay a tax when you buy it and when you sell it. You're getting double tax. It's a privilege that you're being offered, not ownership, not true ownership. It's a privilege.
As long as you can profit from so-called pseudo ownership, get pseudo ownership.
Well, you got to be specific to say that. Then,
if they want to call it that, fine. Then get pseudo ownership, because you sometimes can profit from it, especially if it's real estate.
Yeah, you can profit.
And if it's music and it's masters.
Yeah, there's profits and everything.
Yeah, there are profits and everything. So go for ownership, even if it's pseudo ownership. Go for that.
Ultimate control is where you get your most profits. That's why people start LLCs, to distance themselves from liabilities, but they still reap benefits from it, true benefits, without the repercussions. That's my point.
They reap benefits from it, yeah. They supposed to reap benefits from it, but
well, yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
leverage.
Bringing up LLC, yeah, but Black, ultimate on like
You let your
you still
LLC
didn't really,
own it, not you.
disprove my point of ownership having the most leverage and ownership.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. The LLC takes all the brunt of the
I'm not talking
liability.
about
That's
an
why.
LLC,
Hear what I'm saying.
man.
Hear what I'm
That's
saying. Hear what I'm
a
saying. I'm
point
making
that
a point.
you made. I'm not
But
talking
yeah.
about LLC. I'm talking about straight up ownership. It don't matter what it is. This ain't about an LLC. This is about getting ownership of it, pretty much everything. Your property, your vehicles, your recordings, your masters, whatever the case may be. Get ownership, even if it's pseudo ownership. And whatever you can profit from, get ownership of that. Don't go by all of this you're not the true owner and all of this other stuff. It's really pretty irrelevant, because in this capitalistic society, you are supposed to benefit from your ownership of things in a repurchase, especially if it's real estate.
I would bet money that Snoop didn't buy it in his own personal name.
Why would you say that?
Because people who have money like that, millions, and they've been around money, they know to move different. They know not to put personal
liabilities. He's not going to put an entire record label under somebody's name. I don't see that happening.
No, he has a business. He has a corporation that he's going to put it under to distance himself. He's just going to leverage the corporation to own. This is what I'm thinking.
I guarantee you.
That's an easy thing.
I'm not saying Snoop don't own a corporation, but distance himself, that's ridiculous. But anyway, look. We can talk about it another time, man. But look, thanks for joining us on this one. Since the BMR covered it, now it's official. We're dealing with nuts here. But anyway, thanks for joining us. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.